how to quote, get an estimate, y'all, for jobs in government contracting. Here's the bottom line. You need to get a quote. You need a price quote. So I've been in this space since 2007. A lot of what we do is training and development. I have an idea. We can pay a facilitator maybe anywhere from $500 to $5,000 a day, depending. I already know this because I know training. It's my area of specialty. If you're somebody where you know roofing, you know HVAC, you know painting, your friend has it, your friend sells fencing, then you want to lean on that person. So the number one tip is you find somebody you can count on who is an expert in this area. And I get it. It's not the quick go-to, but you probably have somebody in your life. There's gotta be. Now, it's a little different if it's, hey, I need a price quote for 5,000 of these. I got that. We're gonna talk about that. But at the end of the day, I get that we're taught. Call 3 to 5 companies, get a price quote, figure out which one makes sense. Maybe you double, triple, quadruple your profit. I got that. A shortcut to get a price estimate, to get a price quote, is you contact somebody who is an expert. You can find them on Angie's List. Hey, I'm just curious, if you were to price this job, what would you price it at? Doesn't mean you have to hire them. You don't have to ask about price terms. If you want to tell them it's for the government, you can, but you don't have to. All you're doing is asking an expert. It's no different than, man, I really want to have Chinese food tonight. You know, let me ask my sister. Let me ask my cousin. Let me go on Google reviews. But finding that expert, because we do it all the time in our life. And even, let's say, even if you paid somebody on Angie's List $50, that $50 could easily turn into 100,000, 50,000, $1 million opportunity. I'm in the middle of working with a student on $1 million+ fencing contract. I mean, these are the creative ways to get information. Now, again, if it's something unique, like male pheasants, got it. 10,000 bags, got it. It's a little different. But if we're talking landscaping, roofing, facility management, snow removal, we're talking things that the government tends to buy over and over. So let's go to the second way to quickly, easily get a price quote. You gotta practice your call. If you call me, hello, is this Dr. Parks? Yeah. I don't want to talk to you. You have to come across confidently. You know, people have asked me privately and publicly, like, Kizzy, how are you so confident? How did you get confident? A lot of work. I was not this person a year ago. I was on the track, because what confidence is your security in yourself, trusting God, trusting your higher power. If you don't trust yourself, then how in the heck are you going to call a stranger? Hi, John's HVAC. I heard you're the go-to in HVAC. I'm calling because I would love to get a price quote on. You're not going to be able to call up John. You can't even call up your girl or your boy. So practice. So when you call someone, sometimes all you have is one shot. So you want to be aware of, what do you look like on the phone? Are you making these calls with a bunch of background music? Are you making the calls while you're driving? Are you making the calls in the drive-through? I'm not saying you can't multitask. I multitask with the best, but I also have gotten to the point where I take a step back and it's like, what do I need to be in my best position to reach out to these businesses? You are asking another entrepreneur to take time out of their day to give you a price quote. And that's why a lot of you fail, because you think you're entitled to the price quote, or somebody told you on TikTok, or they told you on a YouTube short, or they told you on LinkedIn, or they told you on Facebook, or they told you on Instagram, or they told you on Snapchat. Oh, it's so easy. Just boom, 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 get some quotes. So how's that make you feel when you hear that my uncle got a price quote for $40,000 less than somebody else who called about the same thing? Be honest, how's that make you feel? Why? How did that happen? Let's dissect it. He got to know the person. He came across nice. He presented the information briefly. Hey, there's an agency looking for XYZ. Can you go to this site visit? Oh, of course we can. Oh, wow, that's awesome. Okay, great. He got to know them. He built rapport, but your ability to get a really good price quote impacts your bottom line. I'm able to add a larger margin, a larger profit. Why? Because my Uncle Mike was able to build rapport and get us a quote $40,000 than any of you that called. That's the power in getting these price quotes, because people incorrectly pitch this. Oh, you need a price quote to submit the bid. Yeah, and it's like saying, I just need a girl's phone number and I can get a date. I mean, I've given a lot of people my phone number in my day, but that doesn't mean I'm going on a date with you. Or a female may ask whoever, could just be you're nice. So just because you give me a price quote, I don't know how high that price quote is. What if you gave me some crazy price quote? Because you're like, oh man, these people call me all the time. I put 75% profit on that. Joke's on them. Meanwhile, everybody's too busy worrying, are they gonna bid? Are they gonna take this away from me? Instead, the focus should be on building rapport. Building rapport. It's easy to win a government contract, y'all. I didn't say it was get rich quick. I didn't say you're gonna be on a yacht. It's easy to win a contract. It's hard to do it again, do it again. It's hard to deliver it. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. I wanna live in Mexico like you, but are you aware of what it costs and what it takes? When I say cost, I mean your overall cost, not just money, resources, time, energy to execute the work. Because you're busy, I gotta get a price quote. Nobody's responded to me. I'm concerned. I got it. That's the whole point of this video. We're talking about that. But you also have a relationship with that vendor. You gotta take care of that vendor. You gotta onboard them. You gotta pay them. You gotta make sure they're good. You gotta take care of the government agency, whether state, local, federal. You wanna make sure you're getting a reasonable price quote. You're getting a price quote where you can add a reasonable profit. What I don't want you to do is to submit 300 bids and then you're like, I won 3 and I got a 50% profit. Well, what if you would have won 100 and you got a 10% profit? Would you be making more money, the same, or less? I don't know. You have to do the math. Getting a price quote is part of this. There's other ways to get it where you stand out. That's the goal. This isn't like you go on Amazon. Ooh, like for me, let me see if it's still over here. It is. So I'm doing this competition, right? It's a fitness transformation because I've lost over 40 pounds since January. And you have to wear 5-inch heels because you do these moves. It's really cool. November 16th. I bought a ton of different shoe inserts because I live in Mexico. It's much easier to buy Amazon and have it sent to America and bring it back here. There are so many options, clear, black, this. I was like, I don't know. It's not like I wear wedges, but I don't wear a lot of heels because it's Tulum and the way the roads are and everything's set up, it's just not feasible. When I'm in Miami, I wear heels, but I don't normally wear heels like this. So my point is, I just was like, I just need something with some decent stars at a good amount. And we carry that mentality over. Oh, I'm just gonna call a bunch of vendors and hey, you do flooring? How much you charge? Hey, you do roofing? What do you charge? What do you charge? You're not getting just a price quote. You wanna build rapport. The timing matters because you put all this time and energy to get a price quote, but if you're getting a price quote during first quarter, how many wins are you gonna get? I don't know. So you need a good price quote, a good rapport, being able to add a reasonable profit, as well as you have to have patience and be aware of the market. You can't sell a ton of Christmas trees February 13th. You can't sell a ton of Valentine's gifts August 4th. Here's another way you get a price quote. Start by looking at what was paid in the past. USA spending, FPDS, Google, Sam.Gov. Sometimes you need more than one data point. This happened with one of my coaching students. They were like, Kizzy, I looked this up. This is the price. Let's say it's 1 million that I found for something similar. I got this price quote. And then I said, what's the evaluation criteria? Because you have to take that in consideration. Because here's what happens. Kizzy, I'm an expert in housekeeping and janitorial, and I bid this contract at $7,000 a month. Nobody trying to pay you $7,000 a month to clean their building. So what I want you all to know, whether you're just starting out or you've been in this space for a long time, it starts here. Jason said, I'm gonna figure out flooring. And I went on and talked about how I'm inspired by Cardi B and Meek Mill and J-Rock and Kendrick Lamar, Element, because I figure things out too. It's what my dad always taught me. Was one of the greatest gifts he ever gave me, Arthur Parks, was teaching me to problem solve, to figure things out. Because just because you're a therapist or an educator or a painter, or you drive trucks or you're a notary, you don't have to sell those things. Act like an Amazon. That's what we've done. That's what led to success. We have an $8 million contract to inspect vape shops. You heard me. Relationships, 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 relationships. Follow up, follow up, follow up. Price quote is just the mechanisms. How people feel, that's what's vital. That's why some of y'all got to do some calls, because you make people feel suspicious, or you make people feel paranoid, or you just make people feel icky. And then there's the opposite of you. You make people feel amazing and beautiful. So maybe you have somebody else make the phone call. Listen, I know my strengths and areas for opportunity. Sometimes not everybody wants it. Tell it like it is, Dr. Parks. So that's why I have other people on my team. I know when I get a little hangry like I did today, and I was like, ooh, you gotta roll it back, Kizzy, you getting hangry. I ate my little food and watched my Netflix. Because I only eat once today. I'm nomad. So what I want to say to every single one of you here, when it comes to getting a price quote, this is not like just asking for a price. You want to build rapport. You want to try to only have them give you a quote or give you the best quote. You want to stay in contact with them. It can take several months for an award. It can take hours for an award. You want to make sure if that approach doesn't work, you find an expert on Angie's List, on Craigslist, on LinkedIn, on Reddit, on the internet, on FPDS. Look at previous bids or wins on FPDS, on GovWin, on GovTribe, on SAM, on Google, on BidNet, all of these places. What you're trying to do is get the best rate so you can add a reasonable profit. You're still profitable, but is reasonable. So that's why these stores are so successful, because it doesn't matter how much money you make. But if you're telling me I could get a whole dress for $4.99, sign me up. I can get a top for 50 cents. I can get earrings for $2.50. Come on. This government thinks the same way. They're not trying to pay $10,000 a month for janitorial. It's not hard to make money. You may think it is. It's not hard. Money is energy. It's not hard. Changing here, changing all your chakras. That's the stuff that's hard. People don't want to do that work. You got to have positivity. If you're over here manifesting, oh, what if they don't do the work? What if I don't win? What if I can't find money? What if I can't find a price quote? Oh, it's raining. It's Sunday. It's Monday. It's Tuesday. It's Valentine's Day. Then you're going to get all of this. My point is this. We think our lives are going one way. We think, oh, this is just about a pricing video. It's more than just effing pricing. It's more than that. If it were just simply, this is how you get a price quote, then every single person who has a cage code would have a contract. And I'm telling you right now, not that many people have ever won a government contract. When you change your mindset, that's the important thing. You got to change your mindset, learn, apply, adjust. That's how it works. Failure is not an option. Now, failure to me means you give up. There's going to be a lesson. There's going to be a loss. I'm going to do whatever. But guess what? Do I use that to give up? No. And I know for me, I was the worst version of me. I'd given up. I was mediocre. I had settled, and I'd lost weight before. I was once 300 pounds, and I just had accepted mediocrity. I remember sitting on my couch in my condo in Miami Beach thinking, man, this is my life. I'm gonna order Uber Eats. I was part of the Diamond Uber Eats, have my own hotline, go order Uber Eats all the time, sit on the couch, watch the news, watch TV, have this miserable life, and that's gonna be my life. I'm not even kidding. I was like, I guess that's how I'm gonna live. Because God was like, no. So I'm so grateful, very grateful. Well, we've already had one cry. I don't think we got enough for two. I love you guys. Thank you again. winnerswaybook.com, winnerswaybook.com. I put the link in here for the Facebook group, free to join. Love you guys. Everything is possible. Like, subscribe, hit that notification. Get ready for more and more amazing things to come. Okay, love you guys.